Hi guys, it's Matthew here from Weaponizing Nature. Now earlier today, whilst we were making the fire video, we went into some pine woods and found some wood from pine trees, and I've got this sideways firing slingshot here. Now as you can see, this is pretty bad. It's quite rotten over here, and overall it's just quite a bad looking piece of wood. But I'm going to show you how to make this really quite bad piece of wood into a really nice looking slingshot. Now here I have some 120 sandpaper, and I have some more 400 over on the dirty shelf, and I'm going to show you how with just these two sandpaper grades you can make a soft, nice looking slingshot. Let's get going. Now the first thing we need to address when making a slingshot is the handle. As you can see, this is all quite angular after all the work I've done to whittle it down in the forest. So what we need to do is sand it down with the 120 and then the 400 to ensure that all of this is completely circular. Now after about 5 minutes of sanding, we come up with this, a perfectly round handle with lots of lovely natural grain that we find on pine trees. But now we have to turn our attention to the forks. Now as you can see, these are in quite bad condition, so we're going to need a lot of sanding to make them nice. I would recommend you spend maybe up to an hour on making the forks good, because they're what counts most. Now after about half an hour's total sanding on these forks, as you can see they're now a lot better. I fixed a lot of structural errors, and even in the bit that was decaying down here, it now looks okay and quite nice, and this will hold up very well when you're firing your slingshot. Now what we need to do is make two vertical cuts in the top of these forks for the bands to go in. Now doing this, I'd recommend you use a thin blade saw such as a junior hacksaw, and then slowly move up until you're at the desired width for your bands. I've now finished in cutting the forks for this side. Now as you can see, I've made a wideish cut in the pine. To do this, I've used three saws. The junior hacksaw, which is hidden down there, a normal hacksaw, and this. Now I started off with the junior hacksaw to make a thin cut, which just served as a guideline. I then widened it out with the hacksaw, and then used this saw to finally make the large cut. Now you need to be careful when using large saws on small slingshots like this, because they can cause quite major damage to it. So you just need to go very, very slowly at first, unless you are very, very confident with saws. Now as you can see, this is quite a ragged cut, and these sharp bits here will cause tiny tears in your bands, which will cause them to wear quicker. So you need to use your sandpaper to fix this. Now to do that, all you do is take it and make a small fold, and then insert it into the pine, and then just go in a backwards and forwards motion to smooth off these bits here and make it a little wider. Then you'll be ready for your bands. Now that your slingshot is almost finished, you're going to want to take away all the dust, either in preparation for varnishing or just to make it more comfortable and smooth for the hand. Now to do this, you'll need a paper towel or a cloth or even a towel and some white spirit. Now all you need to do is dab the white spirit onto the paper towel and wipe down your slingshot. That's it. Then you're ready to varnish or simply to use.